listening to Freedom Fastlane presented by Capitalism.com. This is the show about building businesses and investing the profits so that you can live life on your terms. And now your host, the future owner of the Cleveland Indians, Ryan Daniel Moran.
What's up, Fastlaners? Ryan Daniel Moran here. Welcome to Freedom Fastlane. Today, what I want to do is I'm going to be giving you an overview and a bird's eye view look into my different business holdings and my overall wealth strategy. And the reason I wanted to do this is because in light of my recent sale of the majority stake of one of my physical products businesses, and also the purchase of a business that I bought back in February called Foxbrim Naturals, as well as a move of one of my other businesses called Body Vega Nutrition, and all the stuff that goes on here at freedomfastlane.com and capitalism.com, I wanted to share how all of it is structured and how the heck I am able to get all of these businesses aligned behind one central purpose and one central direction. So I think this will clarify a lot about how I manage multiple projects, and also so that you can see as we move forward how all of this fits together. This all started back in 2013. It was actually June 5th of 2013 when I took my first sale on Amazon.com, and that was for Sheer Strength Labs. So we took our first sale June 5th. A year into it, we were pacing $1 million, and 4 years later, we were a $10 million company. And as I said recently, or revealed recently on the podcast, we exited a majority stake of that business early in 2017. Now, along the way, I started Freedom Fastlane as a podcast and started documenting a lot of what we did, and I developed a little bit of a following along the way. And I never intended or really desired for Freedom Fastlane to become necessarily what I was known for, but I developed quite a following from physical product sellers because that's the type of business that I have, and I still to this day believe that the most predictable path to making an impact and building a seven-figure business is through building a physical products brand. But I didn't want Freedom Fastlane, which kind of sounds like a work-from-home gimmick, to be my mission or message to the world. So along the way, I had the opportunity to acquire capitalism.com, the domain name. And I don't think I ever shared the story about purchasing that domain, so I'll tell it quickly. When I purchased capitalism.com, it was owned by a man named David who owned the domain for many, many years. And he did not intend on selling it until he found the person with the vision that he believed in. And thankfully, that was me. And when that opportunity came up, I jumped on the opportunity, and I feel a responsibility to represent that name to the world because I believe that capitalism is both under threat and the best shot that we have at creating a better world. I believe that freedom is how we will solve all of the world's problems, both on an individual level, meaning you, your family, and your community, but also on a global level, like poverty, bringing opportunities to the third world, solving the healthcare crisis, even racism and war, I believe will be solved through freedom, not through governments. So I was growing my physical products brands, and also I was growing capitalism.com and Freedom Fastlane, and have been pulled in multiple directions for many years. It's only been recently that I have been able to align everything behind one central mission and message, and that has come as the result of exiting a majority stake in Sheer Strength, which, again, I documented recently here on the podcast. So the way that my businesses are structured now is I still own a minority stake in actually both of the physical products businesses that I have sold in the past, both Sheer Strength and Zen Active, which I sold several years ago. So I still have a minority stake in the businesses that I have built and sold, but I'm no longer in the day-to-day operations of any one particular physical products brand. Instead, I own a separate business, which is called the Capitalism Initiative, which is where we both grow and purchase physical products brands. And that is run alongside my partners, Clement Wan, who I met through the tribe, and Sean Coyne, who I built Zen Active Sports with. So those businesses, or that business, it exists to hold, purchase, and grow physical products brands. I also have minority holdings in Sheer Strength, Zen Active Sports, and when I personally invest in our tribe members' businesses, that usually comes as the result of me investing personally. So I personally have minority ownership in a variety of different physical products brands. My holding company, alongside my partners, is what purchases and grows these physical products brands. And it's also kind of the lab with which we grow and experiment and discover what's working so that I can report them to our tribe and to our other communities. Also, a quick update. I have this other small supplement company, which is called Body Vega Nutrition. That's going through a rebrand right now. It's going to have a new name. It's going to have a new product line. It's going to have a new target market. And that is I recently acquired my old business partner's half of the business, and I put it into the Capitalism Initiative, which allowed me to kind of button up all of the loose ends that I had in all these different businesses. So I now have that inside of the initiative and being run by that operating team. So just to clean this up, I personally have investments in physical products brands. And if you're in the tribe and I ever invest in your business, I'll do that as an individual. I'll buy into your business as an individual using the money that I've made from building, growing, and selling physical products brands. And then when we buy or we start a new physical products brand, it happens inside of my lab, which is the Capitalism Initiative, which is run by me and my partners who have been on the podcast and will continue to share what's working here on the podcast. My message and my central focus happens over at capitalism.com, which is the overall holding company for Freedom Fastlane, for the tribe, for the Capitalism Conference. It's where we report what's working on our businesses. It's where we will be reporting on where we stand on issues in the world and the messages that we believe in and the messages that other people in the world are sharing and what we think about them. It's where we talk about building businesses and investing the profits. That's what happens at capitalism.com. And that's what owns this podcast, as well as the other podcasts that we'll be releasing. Our vision for capitalism.com is to be a media company that changes the world through empowering businesses and putting messages on the map. I will know that we have won when two things happen. When someone from our tribe comes to us with a new product that we believe has global impact, and as a result of being talked about on the capitalism.com blog, being interviewed here on the podcast, and being incubated inside of the tribe, they're in retail stores across the world. They have investment partners, and they're a nationally and internationally known company because of the exposure that we were able to give them, because of the connections that we were able to give them. That's the first piece. The second thing that will happen when we win is that there is a congressional race in Louisiana, and there's a guy or a girl we like and a guy or a girl that we don't like, and an endorsement from us puts the good person over the top. So when we can put businesses on the map and we can swing elections, that's how I know that we have won. Hey Fastlaners, Ryan here, and I wanted to take a second and brag on one of our backroom members. Our backroom is our mastermind. Really, we're focused on getting to $10 million in top line revenue. And I wanted to brag on Athletic Greens. They're in the backroom and they have just absolutely killed it. Not only with expanding their sales, but really by making incredible frickin' products. So the products were made out of need by the founders, and as a result, they've been featured on Tim Ferriss. They were featured in the 4-Hour Body, and you've probably seen them all over the web. The reason why I'm telling you about them today is because I want to support them by encouraging you to go over to athleticgreens.com/Amazon. Obviously, you know that I am really big on maximizing your Amazon presence, and I also just really believe in the product. So, for example, I like to wake up in the morning, put my greens in a water bottle, add in some creatine. Sometimes I add in a fat burner if I'm on a cut, shake it up, and that's sometimes my morning pick-me-up. If you've ever heard me talk about my Tribe 5, I have 5 habits that I practice on a daily basis. My B point every day is getting to the gym and having my greens. And when I don't have time for a big salad or making a smoothie, I supplement with Athletic Greens. So I'd highly encourage you to support them. Head over to athleticgreens.com/Amazon and give their 30-day packs a try. All right, let's head into the episode. So what's beautiful about our overall strategy is the fact that the audience and the mission and the message of capitalism.com is one of freedom, of entrepreneurship, and of building businesses and investing the profits. It's also where we report on what's working in our other businesses, and our other businesses are owned by the Capitalism Initiative, which is the physical products incubator where we're buying businesses, we're starting businesses, and we report on what's going on there to you, to the audience at Freedom Fastlane by writing about them on capitalism.com. That benefits the entire audience, and that also benefits the brands that we're building inside of the initiative because of the exposure that they will get. It also benefits you and our communities because when someone has a new product or a new business that is making an impact and they come on the show or we write about them on capitalism.com, they get a massive amount of exposure. So the way that we're building things, the way that we're structuring things is for someone to see an ad about capitalism.com or listen to one of the shows on capitalism.com because Freedom Fastlane will be one of several shows on capitalism.com, but someone will come into our community, they'll join one of our training programs, they'll launch a product, they'll then get incubated by the tribe. I will invest personally. We'll bring in our retail partners, we'll bring in our investment partners, we'll bring in our promotion partners. That business explodes. We write about them on capitalism.com. They get a tremendous amount of exposure. And now someone who just saw us as a media company has built a business, has grown a business, and we've been involved in the entire process. And we've created a new successful business, a successful entrepreneur, and we've changed everything about the world that business touches, the customers' lives, the employees' lives. That's what we're building at capitalism.com. That's what jazzes me up. That's what motivates me moving forward. I don't know what I would be doing if I didn't have a very long-term vision for capitalism.com because I just sold my business. I have to put my energy somewhere. I would probably be twiddling my thumbs wondering, I wonder what my next opportunity is going to be. All that has really happened is as a result of selling my business, I now feel liberated to build out this vision, to change businesses, to run this business as an incubator and to be building this company that puts businesses and messages on the map. By the way, I have said this publicly. I think it's kind of silly. I think it's kind of ridiculous that so many people in our space are hesitant to talk about the businesses that they run. I was at an event. I spoke at a conference in Bucharest, Romania. Wonderful event, by the way. There are several fantastic international events going on in the Amazon and the physical products world. I'll have to have the founders of those events on the show to promote it the next time that they do it, because there's just some great events going on for those of you who are not in the US. I spoke at an event in Ukraine, in Kiev, Ukraine, this summer, and I was it so vastly exceeded my expectations because of the hunger of these young entrepreneurs who were in a communist country 25 years ago. They are first generation free people, and their hunger for entrepreneurship inspired me to be louder and prouder about the message that we are bringing here. So we'll have to be louder about our promotions of those events for those of you who are based internationally. But anyway, while I was at these events, there were so many of even the speakers who would not talk about their businesses. They would not talk about what products they sold for fear of being copied. And this baffles me. Like, I kind of get it. I kind of get that if it's your first business and you're around other people who run similar businesses, you don't want people copying you. But my businesses are Foxborough Naturals, Body Vega Nutrition, Sheer Strength Labs. And I talk about them publicly because as a result of talking about them publicly, I have met my retail partners. I have met investors. I have made business contacts that I've started businesses with. I have met promotion partners. I have met people who have served as ambassadors of our businesses. I have met people who I mastermind with. I think it's a much bigger benefit to talk about your businesses publicly than trying to hide them. Plus, it's just no way to live to keep your businesses private, especially around the people that you want to be doing businesses with. So when you hear about the total vision of how I see my businesses playing out, I hope you can see why I advocate so publicly for talking about your businesses. Because my entire strategy is predicated on it. My entire strategy is to inspire you to start a business so that we can write about it on capitalism.com, so that it grows, so that I invest into it, so that I can talk about it more, so that we can introduce you to retail partners and get you incubated and booming across the world, so that the initiative can buy it, or we sell for gobs and gobs of money, or we just have an empire of a business that goes on to change the world. This is what I'm committed to for the next stage of my life, building out the media arm, building out the incubator, and inspiring entrepreneurs to build businesses that matter. So the whole game of like just white labeling a product and selling it, like I get it. I think that's great. It's an awesome place to start. But I think what's really exciting is building a brand that you're proud of, that you're proud to sing from the mountaintop, that you're proud to have featured on Forbes and Mashable and capitalism.com, that you're proud to have featured in retail stores across the country, that you're proud to have people repping on social media. I think that makes a business grow much, much faster. And you know that about my strategy. You know that I believe that if you serve a very specific target market, it's much easier to get new customers. It's much easier to get people to rally behind you. It's much easier to go get funding. It's much easier. For example, we have a member in one of our communities. Her name is Sophie. I've bragged about her publicly. I will continue to brag about her publicly, where she started a brand that in her first product was a reusable container for food that she uses as a lunchbox for her young child. And because this business exists to not just be a product, but to bring reusable packaging and to reduce waste in the world and to do something about waste and your imprint on the world, because it stands for something. She talks about it just on her personal Facebook page and a small Facebook following that she has. And she has grown so fast. And as a result of her growth, ran a Kickstarter, did $25,000 as a Kickstarter. And that would have never happened. Her growth to the $1 million point, her exposure on Kickstarter, the rallying of customers, the repeat business, the things like me talking about it here on the show. It's called Seed and Sprout. Go buy her products. That would never happen if Sophie had been afraid to talk about her product, or if her business didn't stand for something, if it didn't have a very specific target market. Perky Perky, run by Marusha Murphy from the Tribe, is a coffee line for moms. As a result of being coffee for moms, she gets local press. She gets interviewed on podcasts. People know the brand and can picture the brand because of what it stands for and for who it represents. My classic example is Marusha Murphy sells coffee under the Perky Perky line, and Black Rifle Coffee sells conservative coffee for men because their message is, don't line the pockets of liberal Starbucks, buy coffee from us instead. Both of them are coffee, but they serve very specific target markets and demographics. And as a result of them standing for something, it's much easier to go get the right people who want to rally behind those brands. So I don't get the mindset of let's not talk about our business. Your business will grow much faster if you pick a demographic, serve that demographic, and talk about your business loud and proud. And our strategy is to teach people to start physical products brands, to invest in them either financially or by giving them the support inside of the tribe that they need to grow, featuring them on capitalism.com, getting behind them, promoting them, and watching these brands grow. So if you've been hearing me talk about this, if you have been hearing me brag on our students for years and you're ready to get off the sidelines, a good place for you to start is to go through our 90-day incubator, which is called the Brand Builder Bootcamp. In 90 days, you'll have a product chosen, you'll be up and selling consistently, and you can get that at freedomfastlane.com/bootcamp. Or if you have a physical product and you're not getting the results that you want, if you're sitting on an island and you're alone in this, you don't have the retail contacts that you need, you don't have the investment contacts you need, you don't have the local mastermind support that you need, you don't have the cutting edge strategies that you need to grow faster, join the tribe at freedomfastlane.com/tribe. As a result, you'll be partnered with people who will help you grow. You'll be introduced to investment partners, retail partners. You'll be meeting with people who are at and above your level who will be helping you grow faster. You'll also be put on our radar for if you have a business or a brand that's growing, that's making an impact in the world, for you to be featured on capitalism.com, for you to be featured here on the podcast, for you to have personal introductions made that will help you grow really quickly. You'll meet people at our Tribe Summit. You'll be introduced to people at our events who will help you grow much faster. You'll be put on our radar for opportunities that come up when we have an investor who says, I want to buy this type of business. That's what you get when you're inside of the tribe, especially when you've come as the result of coming through our boot camp and then taking that business and growing it as part of the tribe incubator. So that's what we exist to do here at capitalism.com, to share this with you, to incubate your businesses so that you grow faster, to make a big impact, and to share with you what's working in our businesses from the Capitalism Initiative, or to share what's working in the businesses that we invest in or that we feature on the tribe, or that we invest in and that we help grow inside of the tribe. So this is where we're going. We're going in the direction of building up an audience so big that we can change a business and we can put a message on the map with a blog post, with a tweet, with a Facebook post, with a podcast episode. And this is where all of my time and commitment is going now that everything aligns behind this mission and this message of empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs. I personally invest in businesses and still have holdings from businesses that I have exited. I have capitalism.com as my media empire. It's my message to the world. It's my gift to the world. And I buy and I experiment with physical products. And we also invest in new projects that we're just excited about. We play and invent and create new physical products brands inside of the initiative and report on what's working and what's not working here on the show and at capitalism.com. Coming forward, you're going to be hearing from me and my business partners on what's working and what's not working inside of our physical products brands inside of the initiative. I've said several times, I've had the old owner on the show. I've had Troy on the show. He sold me his business for a few $1 million. I have not reported much on what's gone on in that business once we acquired it. So we've had some ups and some downs, some lefts and some rights, some BA select starts over at Foxbrim. And I also want to share on what's gone on in the supplement company, Bodyvago, which is going through a complete rebrand. There's also some other brands that we're considering starting, and I want to bring my partners on and report on what's going inside of the initiative and what's happening at those businesses. I also want to be bringing on the new partners at Sheer Strength and talk about what's growing those businesses, where the struggles are, where the opportunities are, how we plan to grow that business from 10 million to 100 million. You're also going to be hearing from more of our tribe members and more of the businesses that we've had a hand in growing through our education arm, through our incubator. You're going to be hearing what's working on those businesses and what's going on Amazon and in the physical products world. So make sure you are subscribed to the show so you don't miss any of this over at freedomfastlane.com/iTunes. I hope to be hearing from you and featuring your business here on the show and at capitalism.com. As always, I appreciate your support of the show. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you for being an entrepreneur. I believe that it is free entrepreneurs who are building businesses and investing the profits, who are free to live lives that they love. I believe you are the best shot we have at creating a better world. So I consider it an honor and a privilege to serve you. Thank you for listening to the show. See you on the next episode of Freedom Fastlane.